Sorry. Hey folks, Chris once again. Welcome back to the last video I'm making of the night. This is another request. This time from Derek. Derek, I think I hope I'm saying your name right. And this time he wanted me to watch 5 most powerful moments from 13 Reasons Why. Now, it's been a minute since I watched this show. And I do have the first 2 seasons on DVD, but I haven't really watched the full second season. But I really want to grow some time in my life to watch the rest. I do like the first season, but I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of rough to get through because this show is one of the most darkest shows I've ever seen in my whole life. But yeah, and if you can't, you probably can't hear it because the quality on my computer is so shitty. There's a little storm going on outside. Hopefully it'll end soon, but there's a storm going on outside. So if you hear any like then that's outside. So anyway, let's check this video out. Yay!
Reasons Why has concluded with its 4th and final season. Over the past few years, the show has tackled some controversial yet difficult issues that have pushed the boundaries of television and the experience of watching a show like this.
It
High
has.
school drama has never been like this, nor do I predict it will be for a long while. With the show drawing to a close, I thought it would be a good idea to take a look back and see what the 5 most powerful and emotional moments in the entirety of the show are.
Alright, let's see.
What are the 5 moments that stick in your head from the show? Well, let's find out. Before I go ahead, make sure you go over to my Twitter, @BrainPilot_, and tweet me what show or movie you'd like me to review next. So without further ado, I'm BrainPilot, and here are the 5 most powerful moments in 13 Reasons Why.
Shout out to BrainPilot because this is his video. So shout out.
Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers, so watch with caution. Number 5, Bryce's death scene. This moment is one that, when looking back, I didn't necessarily expect it to be in the top 5. However, after rewatching it, it has made it. Why?
He got what he deserved. That guy was a piece of shit.
Bryce was the villain of the entirety of the show for 3 seasons, and his death was a moment that made you question what was actually happening, and if it's morally right for him to be drowning in the lake. With broken legs and a broken arm, he was always going to drown. And even with all of the bad things that he'd done to many of the characters, it made you question if he deserved to die in that way.
He did.
With Arnie voicing over the moment, relaying it as if it were Monty instead of Alex, it really does stand out and give the character a powerful way to be sent off. Even when Bryce was being helped, he couldn't help but twist the knife, highlighting just how evil this character was, which ultimately led to his death. It is for certain a powerful moment. Number 4, Justin's death. This moment is one that had many fans of the show in tears, and wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. A lot of crap in this show was definitely tear-jerking.
As me if some still were, seeing how fresh the moment is. Justin has been in the show since the 1st season, and he's gone on a huge journey, especially when compared to many of the other characters. His battle with drugs and his sobriety is something that was apparent, and was a real struggle for the character in the final season, and it ultimately led to him getting the illness that took his life in season 4. He'd been suffering in silence throughout the whole of season 4, but seeing the character deteriorate so fast, and within the space of 1 episode to lose his life, it was very upsetting. Especially witnessing all of the characters around him, and seeing just how much of an impact he had on them, and how sad they were to see him go. Brandon Flynn's delivery and commitment to the role is what also made this moment so powerful. It was very upsetting, and was a shame to see the character go in that way. Number 3, Bryce abusing Jessica. Bryce was known throughout the show.
Fuck Bryce, man. He raped Hannah, was caused her death. He raped This guy deserved his fucking death, 100%, if you ask me.
Girls in high school. But there is one that sticks out clearly in our minds, and it's the taking advantage and raping of Jessica whilst she was passed out at a party. The aggression that this character has in this moment when pushing Justin out of the room and taking advantage of Jessica was so apparent and disgusting to watch. The fact this character was willing to do this to somebody whilst clearly in a helpless state really did show us what Bryce was all about. And also that there were people out there that would actually do that. The darkness, silence, cutting to Hannah hiding in the closet, all of this really did add fear and utter disgust to the moment. It was a real horrible moment to witness. Number 2, Hannah's suicide.
My God. This, everybody remembers from this show. The most messed up scene in this show. I cannot believe people. Oh my God, this scene was like so disturbing to me. But let's move on. I hope he don't show it. Just don't show the actual violence. That'll be fine.
Clearly a moment that stands out in the whole of the show. It's what the show stemmed from, and the reason that the show continued on for 4 seasons. When watching this moment, it's so sad to watch.
It is.
With Clay telling the story of what happened, and visually seeing Hannah, it's really hard viewing. The silence, the intense breaths, and seeing the worry, fear, and contemplation in her actions. Visually, it was so uncomfortable to watch, and is an example of how the show has pushed the boundary in making the audience feel the moment even more. The harrowing scream that the mother lets out when she finds Hannah sends shivers through you, and it really is such a sad moment in the show, if not one of the saddest in television.
Yeah.
Number 1, the bathroom scene.
Yes,
the moment that
this scene,
is the
oh
most
my
powerful
God.
in the entirety of the show is the extremely awful moment where Tyler is abused by Monty in the bathroom. I find this moment so difficult to watch, and it's one of the most upsetting pieces of television I've ever witnessed. I can't even put into words how I feel when watching this moment, and the terror that the character Tyler was going through. From the moment when Monty smashed Tyler's head on the sink and mirror, to the moment when the abuse was over, it was terrifying to watch. As I mentioned, I've never watched anything on television like that, and I don't think many shows would be prepared to show a moment in the graphic way that this show did. It's a powerful moment that was very upsetting and uncomfortable to watch. It's one that when you're about to watch it, it's very hard to do so. So, there you have it. What I think the 5 most powerful and emotional moments in the entirety of 13 Reasons Why are. Many proved to be so uncomfortable to watch, and really did bring out the worst in some characters. It makes difficult viewing, but like I said, I've never seen moments like this in any other show before. What do you think the 5 most powerful moments in the entirety of the show are? Do you agree with this list? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.
To tell you all the truth, there's way more upsetting scene than those 5, but the last 2, yeah. The first season was rough. Hannah was just thrown through the fucking ringer, man. And the fact that most of these kids went and manipulated the shit out of this sweetheart, and then they turned on her, and then it caused her death. And she was such a sweet girl, and nobody gave a fuck. They just terrible. I don't want to spoil anything, but it was a very emotional scene, and that I can't believe that scene. I'm not surprised that scene got cut down, because oh my God, like, you can say whatever the hell you want about how good or bad the show is, but that scene was like nightmare fuel. Like, it was really rough to watch. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the biggest horror fan ever. That scene right there even bothers me, and I love blood and gore and guts and blood and mayhem and horror movies. But this scene, when it comes to suicide and all that shit, I don't. That's nothing to be messed with. Please, please, do not ever think of that, of suicide or anything. I might actually do a full video on depression and anxiety, because there's a lot I could say about that kind of stuff, man. Because I'm going through it myself to this day. So, yeah, I might make a muscle video about that. So, yeah. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care and see you guys later. Bye-bye.